Hi there, and welcome to this week's live where I am going to talk about crystals. And this is a topic where I'm absolutely out in the ocean. It's not in my circle of competence, but I had an interview with Sveti Williams, and it's absolutely in her circle of competence. Sveti is a sleep coach from Australia. She's also got a clinical background and she's into crystals. So it's not kind of a super hokey thing that you might think. And as said, this is not a one fits everybody solution. It's just one additional topic that you might want to think of if you have problems to fall asleep quickly, to get the quality sleep that you deserve to have. If you're even feeling anxious at daytime or depressive, there are crystals for everything out there. That's what Sveti said. You get different crystals with different specifics, characteristics, and they can help you with different kind of things. So unfortunately, I'm not skilled enough to tell you exactly which crystals are good or the best for you to use when it comes to your sleep. I know there are a couple of there that promote sleep. The amethyst is certainly a good choice for a lot of things, also sleep, including sleep. But there are other crystals that are specifically good for sleeping, and I recommend that you check out the video that I had with Sveti. She mentions two or three. We're also going to post a couple of them on Instagram and on Facebook to share those with you. But in the end, it burns down to why why do you have problems falling asleep, right? Because we want to go to the core here. If you are having problems falling asleep because of anxiety, then you might not just want to pick a crystal that will promote sleep. You might want to pick a crystal that will help you with your anxiety. And this is kind of an interesting thing and way to see this that Sveti laid out in the interview. So we want to be clear about why we are having problems to fall asleep and then pick the right crystal to help us to get rid of that cause and to promote the feeling that we want to have that will serve us well and that will eventually let us fall asleep like a baby again. So there are different crystals, you get them in different sizes, you get them in different colors, and each crystal comes with a specific characteristic. And as far as I got it, the characteristic comes from a certain vibration that these crystals have. So this is a part where a couple of us might think, okay, this is very hokey, and I do agree, it does go into the esoteric sector here, but there's a scientific thing behind it too, because we're all made out of energy. Everything. You, me, the crystal, everything out here, everything that we can touch, and even stuff that we can't touch is made out of energy. And energy is nothing else than vibration. So just thinking about that and not knowing that we don't know everything yet on this little planet or big planet, depending from which perspective we look at it, then we could give it a try, right? If you tested a lot, if you might even are taking sleeping tablets or medications, then what do you have to lose to get a crystal into your room, into your hand, and to tap into the feeling and see if it helps you? I think that's a no-brainer for me. I would definitely test that because it's something that you can do. It's not a lot of effort. It will not cost you a fortune and will certainly benefit your health rather than it will harm your health because there's nothing that could harm you on a crystal. So I'm super fascinated from crystals just from looking at them. They're beautiful. I love the colors. I love they kind of have something mystic and just the forms, the clear edges. It's just super fascinating for me how nature can come up with something like this. Um, so I'm generally speaking, I'm fascinated from stones anyway. I've got two little ones. I talked about that in the interview too. I love stones, and every time we go to Italy on holiday, there's a lovely beach, and you find these little stones. You get them in all kinds of colors and shapes, and I always have to grab a handful and take them, take them home with me. After that, I usually don't know what I want to do with them, but that doesn't matter in that moment. So these two are kind of special. In our first holiday that we met that beach, and we went on that beach, I found those, and they were not lying not too far apart from each other, and they have a similar form. But other than that, they're kind of different. So this one is a little bit bigger, this one's a little bit smaller, this one is greenish, you can see, this one is reddish, this one is a little bit heavier, not only due to that it's bigger, but I think also from the material it's made of, and it's got a very, very slick surface, and this one is more a rougher kind of thing. And these stones kind of touched me, so I was super fascinated because of the same shape and the many differences that I could find. And I thought, isn't that kind of what's going on in us sometimes too? There are two hearts in our chest, one going for this, one for that. Sometimes, depending on how you feel, you might be, full of energy, or a little bit lower, or you're brave and then you're kind of pulling back again. So all kinds of things that are going on with us. And I thought this is just a lovely way to have a look at it. And when I take these stones into my hands, I can actually feel the polarities. So this is probably esoteric too, but it's just something that I wanted to share with you right now. And in regards to talking about crystals, I thought it's just a good fit because as I said, I don't have any kind of experience rather other than that. My dad had a big crystal in our living room. I think he got it from his dad. Actually, I'll have to look if it's still standing there somewhere. But other than that, I never had got in touch with crystals, except running by them when we're on a ferry or something like that. Where sometimes you get a little stand where people sell those stones. So that's always where I get attracted. My son actually too. I think all the kids. So stones are fascinating, and if you want to give it a chance, then definitely check out sleeptrust.eu to listen to the entire interview that I had with Sveti, where you will get more insights about the topic, all around the topic. And you can also have a look. The interview is also recorded as a video, so on YouTube. This time, because it's an interview, I thought that might be more interesting for many of you to just have a look at that to get the visuals. Yeah, with that, I'll close up this week's live session. I hope you got interested in crystals. Oh yeah, and by the way, what Sveti said in the interview, if you're thinking of getting a crystal, don't buy it on Amazon. Rather, go into a store and go to somebody who sells crystals, where you can have a look at the crystals, where you can touch them, get in touch with your crystal before you buy it. That's going to be a better way to buy a crystal than just to go online, look at a picture, and hit the buy button. So, but with that, I'm going to close up this week's live session. I hope you're got interested into the topic of crystals. I definitely did, and I'm going to have a little bit more research about that. And see you next week in next week's live. Until then, have a superb sleep.